good morning to all of you. I am in front of you today with immense pleasure and gratitude as we gather here to embark on a journey of learning, growth, and collaboration. On behalf of SEPC, I extend a warm welcome to each one of you to this webinar on emerging opportunities in CIS regions for services exporters. We are immensely honored to have Mr. Anand Miraniji, who is a trainer, consultant, international business, and he's having a diverse experience in international business across various industries. Mr. Mirani is a seasoned strategic and legal business advisor. He empowers businesses in international marketing, global procurement, and operations management. Anandji, transitioning from roles at Jet Airways to Eureka Forbes, is currently the director and lead advisor at Simplus Exim and Corporate Advisory LLP. As a visiting faculty at top Indian Institutes of Management, he has already conducted thousands of plus training programs for corporates, MSMEs, and SMEs on subjects like international marketing and Exim compliances. We would also like to welcome today Saranya ji from ICICI Bank. This webinar aims to provide a space for all of us to come together and strengthen our skills, cultivate new ideas, and open doors to endless possibilities. We firmly believe that learning is a lifelong process, and this webinar serves as a perfect opportunity for us to expand our horizons and explore new frontiers. As we delve into the plethora of today's topic and subject, I invite you all to actively participate, ask questions, and share your thoughts. Remember, this webinar is not just about absorbing information, but about embracing the opportunity to engage in meaningful conversations that challenge and broaden our perspectives. Once again, a warm welcome to each and every one of you. Let's make the most of this webinar and let it be an enriching and fulfilling experience for all. Thank you, and over to you, Mirani sir.
Thank you very much, Suprabhatam. Good morning. Really, thank you very much for SEPC and ICICI Bank for organizing such event. I really welcome and acknowledge all presence of Mayank Sharma ji, Saranya ji, and all other my friends, participants. I really feel thankful to ICICI Bank and organizing this, and with without acknowledging the participation from the spirit of learning from various participants, it is really there. So it is my commitment to all of you that I will be going my 100% to all of you. So you'll be getting a really good insight related to your business, and you will make some meaningful changes and get some insights. So let's start today's session. Okay. If the screen is visible and my audio is visible, please raise the thumbs up, or you can say yes, so we can go ahead. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you. So let's move to the topic. And as discussed initial before the session starting, that I'll be sharing this PPT to ICICI Bank, and eventually it will be assigned to the SEPC. And during the session, if I discuss something about any of the documents, that will be also shared to you. So please feel free and just take some notes or something. I'll wait for another 30 seconds. Grab the paper and pen if you would like to take some notes. So we'll wait. So today's topic is emerging opportunities in CIS region for service exports. So in global perspective, if we consider that there are there are 252 countries, but out of that 25 countries are not politically recognized. So we can consider that this is 200 and 27 country as a political perspective or as in multiple other aspect. Out of that, we have a diplomatic relations with 201 countries. Why we are discussing this? Whenever we are thinking and we are thinking about business development, target markets and everything, then we should be aware that what are my target markets and how we can enter into it and many other aspects. So out of this 227, we have a diplomatic relationship with 201 country. So this is what the opportunity we have, and Vatican is one of the pilgrimage location we can say, and there is no business opportunity. Technically, we have a market size of 200 countries. Today's topic it's all about CIS, country Commonwealth of Independent States. It is initially when it is established after the dissolving this USSR and this all the countries they come together and restructure the entire political structure, geographical and multiple other elements. The initial phase, total 12 countries as a part of that particular process, and Belarus, Russia, Ukraine, they are considered as a founding state of the CIS. Eventually, because of multiple diplomatic and political situation, in I think 2008 or 2009, Georgia is out of this process. So it is still some ambiguity is there. So we can consider that 11 countries, and we can consider specific to CIS, we have a total 11 target markets. Now, before going to the other part, let's discuss some of the critical elements related to international business. And if you observe that I'm using the word international business, and what I have observed for last more than in my 13 years practice and total time duration, people have a limited approach. Either they think about the export or they think about the import. मतलब या तो हम एक्सपोर्ट के बारे में बात करते हैं या तो हम इंपोर्ट के बारे में बात करते हैं. But international business needs an holistic and strategic approach. To gain maximum benefit out of it, we have to focus, and we should focus on the 5 key elements. That is foreign trade policy. Recently, 1st April 2023, the new foreign trade policy has been announced, and very unique part of for last more than you can say 20 years or about the international policy structure. There is no sunset, there is no expiry of the foreign trade policy this time, and there is multiple changes and dynamics are involved in. And why there is no sunset? This doesn't mean there is no provision of modification, but they have kept open for all the changes and modification, very dynamic. Since the international business is very dynamic, so changes and modification need to do with on a faster pace. So why to wait for the modification, changes and notifications for midterm or for every financial budget or in any time? Why not to take the changes and take effective actions on everyday basis? And that is the reason foreign trade policy has no changes and many other element is added there. Now, my sincere request and invitation to all the participants, and especially people are working in international business, please read chapter 1A and chapter 2 of foreign trade policy and the relevant chapter of handbook of procedures of the same 1A and B. There are amazing solutions. Whatever the basic challenges you are facing, there are some amazing strategic solutions are there in foreign trade policy, and rest of the all chapters may be applicable to the product you are into it, the market you are into it, and so on and so forth. Next part comes with the customs. Majority of the time, since you all are belong to the, we can say the service export and not on the physical exports. Generally, we feel that this exports or the domain is either for the people like us, consultant advisor, the legal advisor, or for the CHA. No, but my sincere request again that you should try to create the culture of learning. As you really appreciate this, you are here to learn something, then why not to create the culture of learning in your organization regarding the learning about basics of the customs. And just for the information, as of now, at present, India is having a free trade agreement of with 19 countries and 107 preferential trade agreements with, you can say, 107 countries. If you consider this, so that is somewhere around 125. So if we consider this, It is almost more than 60, 70, 75% somewhere around this. It is covered as our market access. In free trade agreement, there is a zero duty applicable for any of the product being exported from India. We discuss about the physical export. We'll definitely discuss why it is important for the service export as well. And there will be a discount on basic duty if it is an agreement between one country, that is preferential agreement, then there is a discount in the basic custom duty. And there are more than 35 to 40 free trade agreement and preferential trade agreements are in discussions. UK is on top. We were expecting something on Diwali, but because of maybe some situation, it has not been announced. Serious discussion is going on with the European Union, GCC, and many other things. So if we consider maybe by end of 31st March or maybe by 30th June 2024, we may have minimum 30 free trade agreement if everything goes well. So if you consider 30 free trade agreement, 19 at present, and the preferential trade agreement, if we only consider our free trade agreement, then approximately you can say 25% of the total target market is covered under free trade agreement. And nowadays, it's all about free trade agreement. It's not limited to the physical exports, but it is also covering the service export and other benefit related to service export as well. And the Australia is one of the best example for this. So now, whatever the free trade agreement is been decided, that is going to get the benefit for the service export. And my serious request and invitation again to all of you that please track on the whatever the discussion is going on, the free trade agreement and preferential trade agreement area. Many of the free trade agreement and preferential trade agreement now revised and the restructure is going on. Third part is logistics. Anyway, since we are into the physical, we are not into that part, so we're not touching on that part. One of the another key element that is external control regulations or your guidelines related to FEMA or your day-to-day transaction with your bank. Since in service export, the banking involvement is very less and many other elements. But again, my serious request and invitation to all of you, please focus on the exchange control regulations and go to RBI website. Please download Master Direction of Exports of Goods and Services. This is a document. It is really going to give you a boon and some of the amazing solutions for your business development journey. Definitely, we'll be discussing more on this master direction in detail. And this risk management, yes, international business is there. If there is an opportunity, there is a risk. So instead of, if we are not exploring ourselves in the risk, I think and I believe that we are doing something, one of the most riskiest job. It's like, we are not exploring the risk. We are doing one of the biggest risk in our business. But yes, we need to explore risk with some of the good risk management techniques and policies, tools, and many other elements. And there are ways to mitigate the business risk. It is related to finance. It is related to multiple other things. And why I'm saying this is a strategic approach. If we have a limited approach with the foreign trade policy or maybe customs or maybe exchange control or any other single, then it would be simply, we may not be able to get the maximum out of your international business development side or the strategic side. If we really interested to take this business forward, please have a holistic approach and strategic approach towards these 5 key elements of the international business. And if we put everything in this, I think your international business strategy and planning is sorted, and rest any of the business, if you would like to, outsource or any other thing, it is really okay and it is really comfortable. But don't outsource the knowledge and strategy part. You can always outsource the functions and the operational activity. It is like, you can outsource the logistics or any other thing. Yeah, definitely your bank is there to help you out. But regarding RBI and FEMA guidelines, it is our responsibility and we need to follow it properly. After spending this almost 10 plus years, I have divided this market into the 4 categories. One is the country, one is the group of country, or one is the group of market. It will be the geographical. Maybe one market is on the other part of the world and one market is on the other part of the world, but the buying is very typical and almost similar, you can say. one segment that is economically and technologically advanced. US, UK, Japan, and many other countries, they are falling into that category. They have a really deep pocket. Technology is there, and many other elements is there. Their global positioning is also different than any other country. Second part, that is economically advanced and the technologically poor, and that is all your Middle East GCC countries. They have all reached the financially strong like any other country, but they have a very limited resource in terms of the technology. They have very limited source on the manufacturing side. So it is very difficult to sell some of the specific product into those areas and those markets. Technologically advanced and economically poor, or Europe region, we can say Russia, CIS country, and we'll be discussing about this. So these are the organizations, these are the locations where technology is there, but they are economically poor, or they are struggling with some finances and many other elements. So their buying pattern is very typical compared to the buying of the USA or maybe GCC countries. And the last segment, that is Asian countries, African countries, Southeast Asia's major part of this, we can say, they are economically and technologically poor. India is also part of that. And now we are moving gradually from the developing part to developed country, and then 2047, not as I consider as a political statement, but we like to achieve the fully developed country by 2047. So still it is 25 years time. And the peculiarity about this market is very price sensitive. Whatever you buy it, however you sell it, it is very cost effective and very price sensitive. So whenever you are targeting any of those kind of product or services to this market, be very conscious about pricing whenever you are pitching your product and services. Now, as we're discussing about the foreign trade policy, the unique part of this foreign trade policy, that is chapter 11, that is definition of the foreign trade policy. There are 62 definitions are there, and majority or many of the time anyway in school days we are really not comfortable with some of the definition, and we are always running behind. हमें वो definition कभी अच्छा नहीं लग रहा था. But in business aspect, what I learned about the international business specific, that whenever you are dealing any of the international decision, strategic decision, or any of the decision, please make sure that your decision should be based on the definition, not on the base of the description. Because most of the time, whenever we describe something, there is always some backend picture is also there. We may have some baggage with us, and most of the time we end up doing some wrong decision. Especially whenever you are dealing with international business, please take a reference of the definition instead of description. So chapter 1, 11.51 definition, it is very unique, very peculiar kind of definition. In most of the time, if you go identify and go to DGFT site, and if you able to download all the definition, everywhere every definition start with means. For example, exporter means, actual user means, import means, importer means, and likewise. But this is the unique, that services includes all the tradable services covered under General Agreement on Trade in Services, GATS. It is get agreement there, and they have finalized 162 services. It is covered under this agreement, and earning free foreign exchange. And I have highlighted this. Why? Because in July 11th, 2023, government have introduced a international business trade in rupee payment mechanism. So if we consider that in that particular resolution, with that particular regulations and guidelines designed by the Reserve Bank of India, and the same is endorsed by the DGFT and foreign trade policy, this is not matching. Because in that particular options, you are get the all incentives, benefit and everything, though you are earning any of the export proceed in Indian rupees as well. And in this service export definition, it is not being changed. So need to be changed. Just for your information. Now we go for the next definition, that is service provider, means you all are people. How you consider that you are a service provider? So are you really falling into that category as a service provider? or not? Many of the time we feel that we are a service provider, I am a manufacturer, so on and so forth. But are we really doing that? For example, as per the foreign trade policy, if you are doing some packing, packaging, repacking, labeling, or any other thing in bonded warehouse as well, it is considered as a manufacturing process. So as per the foreign trade policy, it is classified as a manufacturing process. So likewise, let's deep down in the definition of service provider. Service provider means there are different type of four kind of you can say a mode. This is as per the get we are going for this. This is exactly the ditto what is there in the definition we are going for. Supply of a service from India to any other country. It's like cross-border trade and whatever the daily basis what we are selling any kind of services that is there. And nowadays government emphasizing on cross-border trade, e-commerce, and there is a separate provisions, very clarity, policy structure is there on the e-commerce and cross-border trade. Supply of services from India to service consumers of any other country means consumption abroad. If you are giving some services and that particular service is consumed in a particular destination, that can be considered as an services you are providing. Maybe you are a consultant or any other person and you are providing these services sitting here in India and that is consumed in any part of the world, that can be considered as an consumption abroad. Supply of a service from India through commercial presence in any other country. Or in mode 2, you can also say that any of the foreign nationals coming to Indian hotels and consuming their services, staying in Indian hotels, it is also considered as a consumption abroad. People are coming here and taking your services, staying in the hotel, it is considered as a service export. The service from India through commercial presence in any other country. So if you have any commercial presence in any part of the world, it will be considered as a commercial presence. Many of the time you have a commercial presence in any part of the world, you may have some offices, warehouses, or any other thing, then it will be considered in this conditions. Majority of the call centers or many other things, they have offices and providing the services. So that services of supply of a service from India through a presence of natural person in any other country. For example, if you are sending your people for installation or repair or any other EPC project or any other kind of telecommunication or any other services, you are going there. Or maybe as a company you are there as a natural person and you are providing these services. It is considered as a mode 4. So let conclude this and why we are considering. We may be providing multiple services in, and when one service there may be a multiple mode of the services. If your service is classified into this category, it will be considered as a service provider and you will be getting some, you have to or you are supposed to follow some of the compliances related to service as per the foreign trade policy or maybe concerned regulations. Now, if we consider the Para B of 7 export of services, it is very simple and just give a very quick tip onto it. Is clarified that in respect of export of services to which none of the forms specified in these regulations apply, the exporter may export such services without furnishing any declaration, but shall be liable to realize the amount of foreign exchange without becomes due or accrue on account of such export and to repatriate the same to India in accordance with the provisions of the Act and these regulations, as also other rules and regulations made under the Act. It's just a technical form. Just let's simplify it. If you are exporting any of the product or services, then as per the export of goods and services, you are supposed to file GR waiver or EDF or SDF, right? Your commitment that you will be getting money back to India means you are committing that the foreign currency will be taking back to India. So that is your commitment by providing some certification, by providing some documents and commitment, and you are submitting this document to RBI and customs. Now, if we are exporting services, no such kind of forms or nothing is required. It is very simplified. Especially in case only on the software, if you are exporting software, then and then you are submit the you are supposed to fill the soft text form in case of export of the software. If not, then for regular any other services, you are just need to raise the invoice and you are get the material back. And your chartered accountant is sufficient to complete the entire questions or entire transaction that this material, this payment is realized for this service and subject with the invoice attached. So there is a very less, or you can say a very simplified compliance if you are into service exports compared to the physical exports. Now let's go and deep into our today's topic, that is Commonwealth independent states. It is entirely that there is a there close proximity with European environment, and there is a direct and indirect relationship with our relationship, past relationship, political relationship with our comfortable political comfort with the Russia and the other CIS countries and USSR. We have a very special age and very special corner compared to any other market, we can say. So this is total about, you can say, total 12. Now if we minus Georgia, you have a market of 11 markets, 11. Now if we consider that, why we discuss about the this CIS countries. So there is a market access, you can say 240 million people. We consider the entire market, 11 country. It is almost, we can say, not double, but 1.5 times compared to the Indian market if you are targeting. There are, compared to any other industry, any other market or any other international market with respect to service industry or with respect to any other industry. For example, if we consider about the GCC countries, so they have a very limited scope of, since there is no manufacturing setup, there is no agriculture or many, they are mainly on the tourism and the oil environment. But especially if we discuss about the CIS group of companies, there is a real opportunity of engineering, manufacturing, agriculture and other services. And now each and every government, each and every political party, they are pushing themselves to setting up and increasing their infrastructure. So once there is an add and spending on infrastructure, services sector is bound to increase like anything. If you have observed, not being political, but since after 2015-16, if you have seen that, since the government spending on infrastructure is like anything, there is a direct beneficiary of service industry. Likewise, there is a real huge potential for service industry with all this target market. Resource rich, there is special, everybody is crying, everybody is struggling for the kind of resource and kind of natural resource we say, and European Union is also struggling like anything, and they have oil, gas and minerals with them. So they have a really good edge on bartering and exchanging those environment. And if you have observed that, again, not being political, but India's relationship on, especially on the commercial side, import of fuel and our energy consumption, energy requirement from Russia is like anything. So now there is an opportunity of trading the additional services, because we are buying something as a part of some as a gesture. They're definitely comfortable buying services from India. Emerging market, compared to any other or developed country like when we are discussing about USA, UK or Japan or any other, there is real and immense potential in each and every developing country in around the world. Whether we take about the Africa, whether we consider our CIS, or whether we consider Southeast Asia, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Latin America, and whatnot. In every part of the world, there is a huge potential of growth. Maybe there is a momentum of, one quarter is not good, one quarter is bad, but yes, there is a very long-term potential in this region and each and every developing market. And the moment there is a potential of physical export, infrastructure, manufacturing, energy, and each and every element, there is a huge potential followed for the service industry. Trade agreements. So Eurasia Economic Union we have, but yes, it is, and we are seriously working on having a free trade agreement and preferential trade agreement with one or two CIS countries. So once it has been signed, then there is an amazing opportunity for this. And the adding to this, fueling to this opportunity. India and Russia are now planning and already executing their trade in Indian rupees, or we can say local currency. So now India is on the aggression mode of reducing the dollar dominance in international trade. Total approximately more than 20 plus countries they have approached Reserve Bank of India, and they are planning to start business in Indian currency. For example, Bangladesh, for example, Sri Lanka, South Africa, entire part of you can say the African environment. Many of the country and block of the countries in Africa, they are seriously thinking of having a bilateral trade. At the same time, rupee payment mechanism. Why? Because they are also struggling with the finances, currency, stock or currency related issues. So this is an amazing opportunity for upcoming markets. Cultural and geographical, India and some of the European nations. If we consider that CIS is considered as an gateway to Europe, so if we penetrate our services in CIS, then there is a direct benefit to the European market. And if you have an established market presence in Europe, try to explore the CIS market from Europe in whatever the way. Try to explore those emerging opportunities with a new mindset and new approach. Proximity, anyway, we have discussed infrastructure development. As we discussed, each and every government, each and every political party, each and every civilian and citizen, they are expecting something on the development on the infrastructure, on the development on the good healthcare facilities and many other environments. So if we consider that infrastructure development is there, then there is a really an amazing opportunity. For example, somewhere around we don't have, again, it's not a political statement, but somewhere around 2014-15, we have only 75 airports working. Now it is almost more than 150 plus, and almost everyone, each and every airport is working like anything. Similarly, each and every developing country, either they are establishing new airports or revamping the existing airport for the future potentials, and they are expanding this infrastructure. And resulting this, there is a huge opportunity for the business and growth in all terms, in physical exports and on the service exports. Political stability, comparatively, you can say there is a political stability in CIS region. Yes, there is always a political challenge in each and every part of the world. But yes, what I observed in whatever the turbulent time, like 2008 as well and 2000 whatever the period, business community always find a way to develop their product services and expanding their horizon in most challenging time. So in most challenging time where the supply chain is difficult, logistic is really difficult, international supply is really difficult, our export are like anything. So personally, I'm giving and appreciate all the international business fraternity or the business environment, entrepreneurs, and especially SMEs and MSME. You are the nation builders. And general business owner, they don't feel कि मुझे अभी बैठना है. They try to identify new ways of doing business, and they are doing like anything. So there is a possibility there. Skilled workforce, yes, it is everywhere. I think before 5 years or 10 years, everybody was complaining about skilled workforce in every part of the world where the developing countries are there. Now this situation is changed. Each and every developing country, for example, if we consider that African nations, entire 50 plus countries, their youngsters, they are going out of their country for study, and they are getting back and working hard like anything to develop their own nation and developing business and economic environment. So likewise, skilled workforce, it is comparatively less challenging compared to or we can say a situation before 5 years or before 10 years. And if any of the person wants to develop their skills, practical example, you are there in your office or at your comfort level as a physical place, and you are gaining some knowledge. At the same time, I am also gaining my knowledge sitting at my home or at my office. So skill development is really accessible to each and every person as an affordable process, affordable price. So this should not be the problem. Instead, this is an opportunity for the business development perspective. Now we consider what kind of services can be targeted, and there is an opportunity of what kind of industries there is an opportunity. Yes, it is always software development services. India is anyway highlight for very special kind of services. Now we are already established ourselves as a very special kind, innovative, cost effective software development services. So need not to market yourself as a positioning or any other thing. We just need to be in the market that we are there, and definitely there is an opportunity. Generic pharmaceutical, anyway, Indian pharmaceutical industry enjoying a really good time in CIS well before COVID and post-COVID. Thanks to COVID-19 vaccine, India's placement as an, you can say, an international or global pharmacy, it is way more stronger than ever. And now related services is an emerging and imaging, we can say, an amazing opportunity related to this. Online professional training programs. In many of the training programs, people are there from UK, people are there from UAE, and I have seen that there is a no geographical limitations on this online professional training program. For example, Six Sigma is there. So if you are into this kind of training program, entire market is yours. There are many of the life coach, right? So they are there taking sessions and they are selling this product all around the world. Agriculture consultancy, yes, agriculture is really one of the very important element for each and every country. So there is an opportunity for this. Since each and every government is pushing high on the infrastructure, civil infrastructure planning design, it is like anything. One of my client is a leading architect here in Ahmedabad and Rajkot. They are getting a really good projects, especially in UAE. So those Indian talents are really well accepted around the world. We just need to market ourselves and we just need to identify our core area and start working on it. Textile and quality, still we are working on it, giving and adding value on the textile part, not limiting to just exporting cotton bales and everything. We are working on the value added products related to textile and quality assurance and related all other industries are like anything. One of the most and promising industry, that is solar and wind energy consulting. Each and every people have faced during the wartime that energy is one of the biggest roadblock or the make it or break it situation. And the only solution to mitigate those kind of challenges, that is renewable energy, or you can say solar and wind energy. And these are the amazing and emerging potential industry in all around the world, especially in CIS. Because they also know that how much time they are going to depend on the oil and other natural resources. So definitely shifting their perspective on those kind of things. Tourism marketing and promotion services, again an amazing, you can say, travel and tourism. If we consider the reports of, I think in June 2023, the Indian tourists ranked third in Russia for the traveling purpose, and especially for the business traveling. So see the potential of those kind of environments. So traveling, hotels, and many other things. And since those kind of business traveling is there, the services related to those opportunities are really immense. Microfinance, it is there. Automotive design and efficiency consultancy. Each and every people, each and every organization, each and every country, they are planning to have an efficiency in the fuel management. Everybody's challenge is fuel. Maybe it is a battery, or maybe it is a, you can say, a manufacturing in any of the manufacturing company. Energy conversion, conservations, energy savings, it is a really talk of the town, or it is on day to day they are thinking of it. So automotive design and efficiency consulting is one of the elements there. Film and media productions, many of the films are produced and directed at particular places. Again, one of the biggest opportunity, waste management and recycling consultancy. Environment and sustainability is again a big opportunity in CIS region compared to India. There the acceptability is really good. Yes, there are some of the challenges related to this, costing and many other things. But yes, since major corporates and Fortune 500 companies and multinational companies, they're starting working on it. The waste management, recycling, and environment and sustainability is again a really good potential. ESG is one of the growing industry, you can say. Biotechnology, research collaboration. There are real collaboration between Indian companies on the working on the research side, biotechnology side. Again, repeating the same that after COVID vaccine, India's position on the research side, it's something really different. Whether it is a farming, whether it is any kind of specialty chemicals or any other thing. India is really positioned as a really top exporter of specialized chemical. Specialty chemical में India का अच्छा control है, dominance है, and people are really look forward to India. So there is an opportunity for the collaboration and telecommunication. We cannot work, we cannot live without internet, telecommunication, and the implementation is really a challenging. Why? Because after this, if you can see this 5G implementation, we have the most patented and indigenous 5G product in India. Now each and every country is planning to buy or planning to implement those technology, and especially with the Russia. Why? Because there is exit of Nokia and Ericsson, Cisco, and leading companies are there, and there is a huge vacuum for this 5G and implementation of the 5G services. So there is a potential of the consultancy, there is a potential for, you can say, in the EPC company and whatnot. Especially for the telecommunication, it is really big challenge. When there is a challenge, there is always an opportunity. Right. So yes, if there is a challenge, if there is an opportunity, there is always a challenge. It is not always on the rosy picture everywhere, and we have to be prepared for the challenges. But as an entrepreneur, I really appreciate you people that you always emerge from the challenges. And history is there. In the COVID situation in 2008 or many other situations, we emerge like anything. We emerge as a most and the fastest growing economy in the world because we conquered the challenge. So for me, I think yes, we would be definitely able to conquer this challenge, and we can convert these challenges in the opportunity. Yes, the first and foremost is Ukraine conflict. But now, if you observe that initial days, the market also crashed with this Ukraine war and everything. Now it's a part of life. Though we really feel sorry about what is happening in Ukraine or Russia with the civilian and everything. But now people are focused on the business. जो होना था वो हो गया, अभी हो रहा है, everything is going on. But yes, people are focused on the business development. Though there is uncertainty, there is a way of doing business with Russia at the same time with the Ukraine or entire CIS region. Transaction challenges due to sanctions. Yes, there is a serious transaction challenges in terms of logistics. But since you are into the service industry, I think the challenges are really less, and there are really a good solutions. Payment, especially, can be routed through other part of the world, and especially with Russia. Now there is Indian rupee mechanism is there. It is very simplified. Though there are some operational challenges with RBI, with the local bank and everything, there are multiple challenges. But it's a part of process. Over a period of time, it is going to be settled down because there is no clarity from the, you can say, central bank like RBI, and people are working on it. So your bank may have no clarity on this, but yes, over a period of time, there is an opportunity. Just take an example of GST when it is launched 2017, almost 1 year or 1.5 years or 2 years. We all face the challenge like anything. Now it's very simple, and we can outsource each and every activity of GST, and we are focusing on the business. Same thing is with the Indian rupee trade mechanism with around the world, and especially with Russia. And once Russia's trade mechanism is established, it is very easy to copy paste this mechanism with other part of the CIS country. Because many of the CIS country, they are routing their payment mechanism through Russia. So once the system is established, it is very easy to sell product or services in other part of the CIS country. Payment uncertainty, as we discussed about it, but yes, there is way of and legitimate and legal and compliant way of doing business. Limited currency option, yes, we discussed about complex regulations and compliance. As we all heard about that, USSR have a very closed economy, political environment is really different. And recently they have, opened as a market economy. But yes, there are some challenges, introduce themselves. But yes, since they have declared it, there is an opportunity, but at the same time, there is some complex environment. So by working on it, definitely you can find some solutions related to some compliance and everything. Currency fluctuation is there. But once we shifted to Indian rupee payment mechanism, this is can be mitigated. And if you have some other options, routing payment through other environment, it is possible. Underdeveloped bilateral relationship, हमारा CIS के साथ में इतना कोई free trade agreement और उसके अंदर कोई significant नहीं है. But yes, we are working very hard with free trade agreement coupled with the Indian rupee payment mechanism, and that is going to be a amazing solution with FTA and Indian rupee payment mechanism. It is going to change the entire business dynamics and especially international business dynamics for India with other part of the world, and especially CIS and especially Russia. Intellectual property concern are there, so business practices is really different. Sometimes you may find that they are not following some professional approach and everything. They have to be very careful while working with any of the region and any of the people. But we have to be very specific, especially careful about whenever we are dealing with this environment. Such like supply chain disruption is also there. Though you are into the service industry, because of the challenge on the supply chain side, you may feel some challenges on your service delivery or maybe other situation. But yes, people are they are able to find some solutions for whatever the challenges they are facing. Language barrier, poor law and order situation, it is there, and we cannot discuss on this. But yes, it is there. But there is always a way of dealing with any of the business challenges, especially related to law and order. If we protect ourselves, protect our business interest, and if we have the business contract systems in place, we can protect ourselves from those kind of cheating or any other business challenges related to law and order or the compliance side. Poor management economy, and that is leading to high inflation. And high inflation, I think it is a part of everywhere, and it is a challenge of every person, and it's a global challenge. People are managing it. So it is not a challenge. I consider that this is a situation. And if we try to do something innovative, some change, some modification in our activity, in our business presentation, in our marketing approach, in our business emails, if we change and modify the way we talk, the way we communicate with our prospective clients, there is a real potential because they really need product and services. So they are also ready to accept and adapt some of the changes. But yes, as a business owner, if we offer those kind of solutions, they really appreciate and admire you by providing not only products, but at the same time providing a good solution. Why? Because you are helping to grow their business. So they definitely appreciate you. This is what we were discussing about master direction of goods and services. If you go to RBI website and there is a column on the left hand side, there is notification and there is a master directions column is there, and you can find it out. Master direction of export of goods and services and master direction of import of goods and services. My sincere request to all of you that you should download both. If not, since you are 100% exporting on services side, please download this, take a printout, or you should have soft copy on your PC. And we are not going on to detail, but straight away we can go for the A14. It is project exports and service exports. There are amazing solutions related to this, and you can find major challenges if you are facing in terms of any of the complaints related to BGFT, related to customs, or related to RBI. There is a real solutions on this. And if we go to another part, and that is C6. Sometimes you are setting up an office, or you may be setting up a warehouse there for providing some solutions. You are also shifting some equipments for a consultancy project, for advisory project, or whatnot. Then there is a provision on setting up of offices abroad and acquisition of immovable property for overseas offices. It is very simplified and a very simple English language. I think you may find your solutions or majority solutions from this environment, from this master direction. What I'll do, I'll send a master direction along with this PPT, so it will be really handy for you. And now from my side, it is over, and let's open for the Q&A side, or whenever we feel comfortable. Mayanti, we can take the question right now or after the session as well. Whatever you feel comfortable.
I think if your part is over, I think better to continue with Q&A so that the continuity should be maintained.
Your voice is not audible. Yeah, seems I'm not able to hear you.
Am I audible, sir, now?
Sorry, sir. It's not audible.
Am I audible now? Hello? Am I audible now? Just give me a second.
Pankaj ji, I think, he is saying that you are audible to him. So maybe there is a problem from my side. I'm not sure. So if any of the attendees say that, if audible to...
so I think...
attendees, that is also fine. So if I'm audible to all attendees and the panelists as well, we can do both ways. It is okay for me. Let's, Sarvana ji, Saranya ji take the session and we can combine the Q&A.
I think it's better if we take Q&A first so that continuity should be maintained, if you say so.
Sorry, you are not audible to me. Let me check my mind.
Digamba, are you there?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
I think आप बोल दो मेरी side से इनको sir को we should stick to Q&A first so that continuity should be maintained.
So what I'll do, sir, I'll log out and log in again. So in the meantime, without wasting time, let Saranya ji start PPT because I'm not able to hear anything.
Okay, then please do it.
I'm logging out and again. So I think in the meantime, let the presentation come and we can take the Q&A at the end of the process. So why to waste the time? So I'll take the leave and joining back immediately.
Okay. Yes, Saranya ji, I think you can continue now.
Yeah, hi. Good afternoon, all. I'll just share the screen. Just give me a minute. Hope my screen is visible. One of you can you please confirm?
Yes, ma'am.
So once again, good afternoon to all. So this session will be on the export-import banking solutions. So ICICI always we are pioneers in technology, and this technology should ease the transaction and it has to make simple.
Am I audible now?
So, yes, you are audible.
Saranya, I'm not able to hear you. Sorry. I don't know what is happening.
So shall I continue?
Hello.
Okay, in the meantime, please start the session. Otherwise,
Yeah, I'll continue. Thank you.
Complete this.
So whenever you're doing a trade transaction, you will be requesting the bank to do the transaction. You will be submitting the requested document to the branch. And once the transaction is over, you will be requesting the branch official who was handling your transaction about the SWIFT copy, about the advice copy. And at times, you will also wonder whom to contact in that particular branch. And that branch might not be trade enabled. There will be another hub branch which the your base branch will be pointing out, and they will ask you to go to that branch and submit the documents. And whenever there is an FDI or ODA that you will have to do, at that particular time you will not know whom to contact, and again the person whom you will be contacting is the branch manager, and he will guide you to another person who will be doing this. So all these challenges you face whenever you are doing a transaction in the with the bank. So now we have a key proposition, which is the digital solution. So you need not run from pillar to post or from branch to branch to submit your documents and to check on the status of the transaction. So what we have is we have a digital platform called Trade Online. So this platform enables you to place the request of transaction, and this platform also helps you to view the status of the transaction, and it provides you the swift copy and the credit advice once the transaction is over. So this is one stop solution. And even when you want to place a request on bank guarantee, or you want to place request on letter of credit, so that can also be done in through this portal. So now whenever you are receiving an inward remittance, you can settle this inward remittance through this portal, and you get the credit within an hour. The bank guarantee request, once you place it, you can get the bank guarantee within 3 hours. And whatever outward remittance you are doing, you can place the request through this Trade Online, and within 5 hours, you get the Swift copy and the credit advice for that particular transaction. Apart from this, we have a specialized account called as One Globe Trade Account, which is designed for trade customers. So here you have preferential pricing. You have a single point contact, which will be the RM, who will be the dedicated RM for all your transaction. You can choose your number, that is the account number. And normally, when there is a specialized account for trade, there will be a criteria for routing the transaction, which we call it as monthly throughput. So they will say $50,000 you will have to do the transaction, $1 lakh you will have to do the transaction. Here we have a fungibility. Either you do $20,000 or you maintain 1 lakh balance for a gold account. Similarly, a $75,000 throughput, that is both inward and outward put together, or a 5 lakh rupees as an average balance. So that fungibility is there. And there is a capital accounts manager who is tagged, who will handle all the capital accounts, that is foreign direct investment and ODI transaction. So normally whenever we do a FDI transaction, post receiving the funds, the FCGPR and APR for ODI has to be filed. FCGPR for FDI and ODI. So normally once these will be filed in the firm's portal. So once it is filed in the firm's portal, there will be a lot of clarifications required. So there will be few rejections. So to avoid this, what we have a pre-vetting process where you can vet the document, and then finally you can raise it in the firms. And we have a treasury team which will give you the best treasury rates, and they will also give you the reports on the treasury and the market, that is whatever is happening now. So you can also book the rates through your instabis, through this through our forex solution. And now apart from this, if you are into exports of merchandise, then we also do insta disbursement of EPC. So now we'll just look through the transactions that we handle through Trade Online. So with respect to service transactions, one, we do service exports. Second, that might be a software export. So whenever there is a service export, the inward remittance comes, and depending on the purpose code, it will be settled. So inward remittance can be settled round the clock, anytime at your convenience. So you will have to block the rates through our treasury team, and you can settle it at any time, or it might also go through the bank route. So once it is settled, as I said earlier, within an hour you will be getting the remittance. And in case if it is a software export, so for software export, sorry, yeah, for software exports, normally you will be filing softex forms. So then you will have to regularize these softex forms. So this regularization is also available through Trade Online. So once you file the softex, our Trade Online through our EDIS portal, it pulls the softex number. So in the dashboard, you will be able to view the inward remittance that you have received as well as the softex which is available that you have filed. So you can match this inward remittance with the softex and you can regularize the bill. You need not come to branch and submit your softex, invoice copy and everything. And to do this, you have a dedicated RM who will help you and guide you through the process. And once the regularization is over, in T+2 basis, it gets reflected in EDPMS and same will be updated in your dashboard. So you can just view your dashboard and you can understand from that, you can understand, you will come to know that what are the IRMs which are unregularized and what are the softex which are unregularized. And any collection bill that you wanted to lodge, that can also be routed through Trade Online. And as I said earlier, the bank guarantees, the request, and if it is a private limited company, the board resolution should be raised along with the text. So this will be processed and the SR will get assigned to the branch where you are having the account or your trade hub, and the branch will print and give you the bank guarantee. So you can just go to the branch after 3 hours and you can receive it. In case you want this bank guarantee to be printed in Kolkata or Delhi or in Chennai, if you are in Mumbai, but you wanted this to be printed and delivered in Chennai or Mumbai, you have an option to choose the delivery sol ID. So you can choose a delivery sol ID, you can authorize a person to collect it from that particular branch. So this type of service is also available. And in case of import, so in case of import of services, the request letter along with the A2 form, invoice, agreement copy will be uploaded in Trade Online and the request gets processed, and within 5 hours you will be receiving the Swift copy, and you can also send the Swift copy notification to your customer who is from whom you are doing the import. Similarly, letter of credit and import bill collection can also be placed through this Trade Online. And if you could see, for this Trade Online, there is no setup cost. There is no requirement of any papers which you will have to submit to the branch. So it is completely paperless. And most important thing is the turnaround time. You know by what time you will be getting the SWIFT, you know by what time you will be getting the bank guarantee, you know by what time you will be getting the credit, so that accordingly you can plan your next course of action. And this is available round the clock. Our Trade Online team, they work from morning 6 to 12 on 6 weeks, 6 days in a week. And after completion of the transaction, you can also audit your transaction. So you can go back and check the documents that you have placed for the transaction. So other unique feature is that so if I have to make a payment on coming Saturday, I have blocked the rate, whereas I will not be available on Saturday. I have to go for a vacation. You can do a payment scheduler. You can upload all the documents and you can schedule the payment on Saturday, and on Saturday the payment will get executed. And as I said, the bill regularization part, both your bill of entry as well as the shipping bill. Here for service payment, we will be having the softex forms which we have submitted. So this softex can be also regularized and it can be viewed in a single dashboard. And you will be receiving customized alerts, and this can be sent through mail. So all the Swift copies, credit advice, and you want the Swift copy or intimation to be sent to your beneficiary, that can also be done. So you can completely view all the transactions of your account in a single place. And the rate booking, the rates can also be blocked at your convenient time. So there is a treasury team which will guide you which will provide you the market reports. Based on that, you can go ahead and block the rates on your own. And you wanted to block a forward deals will also be done through the market team. And Insta, as I said, EFC conversion. So now EFC conversion, you would have parked the funds in the EFC account as dollar, and now you wanted the credit, so you block the rate, you convert it, and that gets credited insta. So earlier I told that inward remittance will take 1 hour, but in case of EFC conversion, where you convert from your account and you credit to your current account, this will happen within an hour. So I'm just showing you the view of dashboard. So this is how the dashboard looks, and here you can see the inward remittance which is pending. So once you go, if there is any inward remittance, that will show. And you wanted to download any kind of Swift message which you have done earlier. So I wanted to download the Swift copy, for which I have done in the last week. For a transaction done in the last week, I'll be able to get it here. And similarly, in case of trade compliance, if I click export, then my total IRM and the shipping bill pendencies, here Softex pendency, it will be reflecting. Similarly, in imports, and in case of any collection bills which are pending, so that is also I can view. And if I have initiated a bank guarantee and it is pending for issuance, that will also be shown here. So any kind of capital account pendency, for example, I have received an FDI whereas I have not filed the FCGPR, so that will also be that is also available in this trade dashboard. So you can completely track all your transactions that you have routed through the bank with respect to trade. So one, you can download these Swift copies, advisors at any point of time. You can monitor the dates, you can monitor your outstanding, and you can clearly track the compliance pendency. And you can also track, if you have issued the bank guarantees, you can check and track the expiry dates, when these bank guarantees are getting expired, when your SBLC is getting expired. So all these things can be completely tracked. So this is the one thing that I'm reiterating again and again on the turnaround time. So I should know, when I'm doing a business, I should know by what time my transaction gets executed, so that I can give the details to my counterpart. So one, EFC conversion, it is instant. Inward remittance, it happens within an hour. I can plan my salary payment, I can plan my vendor payments on this. And second, third, bank guarantee, 3 hours is the tag. Within 3 hours, it gets issued. And outward remittance, once I initiate the track, once it is a straight through process without any discrepancy, it it goes within 5 hours. And in case there is any discrepancy, you might ask me, okay, in case there is an discrepancy, will that document flow back to me? No, it doesn't flow back. What happens is that it will flow to your branch. The trade desk officer will call you and tell you the discrepancy, and he will follow it up with you within half an hour to collect the documents, and he will upload it and he will execute the transaction. For example, the invoice that you have uploaded is not clear. So then this clear discrepancy will be notified to the trade desk officer and your RM, and they will call you and get the clear copy in mail, and they will attach it to the track and they will re-release it. So this 5 hour stand is kept intact so that it doesn't affect your business. And this turnaround time for our RM is also half an hour. They'll call you quickly and they will get it done quickly. And EPC disbursement, we can do it instantaneously. So now I have said on the IRM part, that is whenever you are receiving an inward remittance, you can give the credit to your current account, as well as you can give credit to your EFC account. And similarly, you wanted to give credit part 50% to EFC account, 50% to EFC account, that is also available. And the list of purposes are clearly given in our corporate internet banking, as well as in InstaBiz. You can do this settlement. And this EFC conversion, you can convert it instantaneously. You can also block the rate, or you can also utilize your forward contract, which you have booked on earlier. So I earlier told about our One Globe trade account. So this is a specialized account for customers who are doing trade transaction. So we have three variants in this. One is trade basic, second gold, and then it is trade platinum. So for trade basic, a simple USD of $5,000 or equivalent throughput is required. So here the average balance to be maintained is 50,000. So either 5,000 throughput or an average balance of 50,000 for the month to be maintained. And in case of trade gold account, it is 20,000 and 20,000 throughput in USD or 1 lakh average monthly average balance to be maintained. And in case of trade platinum, it is 80,000 throughput, that is 80,000 USD throughput, or 5 lakh average balance, monthly average balance to be maintained. So any one you can choose. So, and it is flexible, fungible. So 1 month, if the dollar inward and outward is less, then you can maintain this average balance so that your account is still gold account. So now we have EFC accounts can be opened in 24 currencies. So this EFC accounts helps you in the to monitor or safeguard against the exchange fluctuation. And for your imports and exports, where you are having import as well as export, parking in EFC and then doing the transaction from EFC, that is the best option. And now there is, as per RBI guidelines, the funds in the EFC account should be converted. So this month, if you are receiving an inward remittance, that is November, then by December month end, this has to be converted. You will have to utilize it or you will have to convert it and credit it to your current account. On 1st of January, this will go to a mandatory conversion. So before 31st, this December, we will have to do the conversion of inwards that we have received in the November month. So now you can ask me, so what will happen? I have a payment in the month of January 5th. So what will happen to my fund? I will do the conversion on 5th first. It gets converted to INR. And again, should I do the conversion to USD on 5th? No. If you are having any payments, import obligations, then you can give us the invoice copy, the underlying document, and then we will mark a lien. On this, we will earmark that EFC balance to that extent of your invoice for this invoice. And on 5th, we will remove this lien and then you can make the payment to EFC account itself. So you can avoid this conversion. So this facility is available. And apart from EFC account, we also have special foreign currency account. So customers who are in SEZ, then for them, we have this special foreign currency account. So we have it in 18 currencies. So what is the difference between this EFC and special foreign currency account? So customers who are based out of SEZ, they are not obligated to this mandatory conversion at the month end. It is not applicable to them. So once we tag as an SFC account, then this month end conversion is not applicable to them. We also have diamond dollar account where the customers who are trading or dealing with diamond and precious jewelry items can do the transaction in this diamond dollar account, and this is available only in US. So here customer can repayment facilities available in the USD, and they can also credit the sale proceeds into this account. So this is a special account for customers who are dealing with diamond and jewelry item, precious jewelry item. So we offer the working capital facility to all our customers. So in that we have two types. One is the secured lending and unsecured lending. Based on the transaction with us, we have this Insta OD. So that is Insta disbursement. There is an limit which is already available. So customer can utilize it, and this is without collateral. So this is an unsecured OD which we call it as Insta OD. And second is secured funding. So depending on the customized requirement. So one customer might require 30 lakhs of OD and 50 lakhs of bank guarantee. So depending on their requirement, we do both fund-based facility as well as non-fund based facility. And the documentations for this working capital facility is simple. The stamping and wetting signatures, everything will be done through online. So we have the overdraft and cash credit facility. And with respect to non-fund based, we give bank LC, bank guarantee, and export credit. Similarly, we also do the term loan and the gold metal loan. So these are our working capital facilities that we offer to the customers. And
Saranaji, your PPT is not moving at all.
it's not moving. Okay, which page it is still?
It is showing, I think, first page only.
Oh. I'll reshare 1 minute. But I'm sharing it again, sorry. Is it visible now, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
1 minute. I'll just put it in slideshow. Please let me know whether it is visible so that I can continue. Is it now moving?
Yes.
So I am in letter of credit page. Hope it is visible now.
Ma'am, I
Sorry,
think
sir, I'll
it's
just take
not in the
call from
PPT format.
Hello?
Yeah, it's not moving. It is on the Innovation Solutions Insta EPC facility.
Okay. Yeah, done. Okay. So as I said earlier, bank guarantee, we can issue bank guarantee in 3 hours. And now we have one more facility, that is electronic bank guarantee. So here, customers who are registered with NECL, that is the beneficiaries. For example, L&T, BPCL, NHCL, they will be registered with NESL. So we do not provide bank guarantees in paper form. Instead, we provide it through online. So here, the applicant customer will come and request for bank guarantee with us, and this can be requested through Trade Online itself. So the document will be uploaded, the request letter and the BG text will be uploaded. Once the BG is vetted, and then the e-stamping will be done online itself through NESL portal. The bank guarantee will be e-signed and it will be sent through digital portal through NESL. The beneficiary will have access to view this bank guarantee. So this is EBG, where it is completely paperless. It is faster. Instantly it gets delivered to the beneficiary, and here it is paperless issuance. And for beneficiary issue for beneficiary is always to verify whether this bank guarantee is authentic bank guarantee, original bank guarantee or not. Since it is EBG through NESL, he need not verify this. So, and this soft text filing, as I said earlier, you can clearly track on the invoices. This inward remittance along with the soft text form will be visible. You can close the soft text form through Trade Online portal, or you can log it through CIB, and you can close these soft text. You can download the details. So for us here, if you could see, this is the inward remittance. It will show in the Trade Online. Similarly, what are the shipping bills pending or the soft text pending will be showing here in the Trade Online. Now you can match these inward remittance with shipping bill and you can close this. So this is what we have with respect to Trade Online. And last, we also have Trade Emerge, wherein we have partnered with a different partners and you can avail their facilities like ICICI Lombard, Indian Trade Portal, and Logistics Portal. So now we would like to end the sessions and we will go to Q&A session. So we can have the question answer session.
Digambar, are you there? Digambar?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Kindly please, those who are raising their hands, allow them one by one to ask
Okay.
questions.
Okay, sir. Arvind, you can ask.
Yeah. Hello. Can I ask my question? This is Arvinder Brara.
Hello, sir. Very good afternoon. Please go ahead.
Yeah. I noticed that there are 11 countries in CIS, from Armenia, Azerbaijan, and so on, including Russia. So my question is that, there was in the presentation talk about law and order and other things. So is it possible for the benefit of service exporters to be guided as to which of these countries are safer than the others, or maybe a kind of a safety ranking or something? So we would like I'd appreciate some input on from these 11 countries, which are the countries which have lesser law and order risk. Thank you.
Yes, Mirani, sir.
Yes. Good afternoon, and thank you for raising this question. What I understand about international business, I don't consider as an safety or risky, but I feel that the way we draft our contracting terms, how we manage our risk, and that is the core element. Because I think a few days back, maybe Israel is one of the good partner and for the agriculture business, and we are going for the free trade agreement and everything. Suddenly the dynamics is changed. And this may happen and we are living in VUCA world or very disruptive environment. So coming to your solution, whenever you are dealing with any of the client, I consider and classify as a client, it is not a good client or it is not a bad client. There are some of the checklist about your organization, conditions, payment terms and everything. You follow this, and if somebody is not agreed on that part, he or she is not a client. This is what I feel, and this is what I have practiced when I was into the international business. Now, how you check whether they are legible or not? There are some of the really not an organization practicing in a really good environment like USA. It is considered as an a really least risk organization, least risk country. Still, there is some challenges. So, how we can mitigate our challenges? So there are some other organizations, they will provide you a credit report of your particular client. And don't take entire decision just on the base of the report provided by this particular organization. DNB is also there. And in Mumbai, there are multiple other reasonable organizations. They are providing this service of credit rating. And on the basis, you can take the decision. But still, on that basis, you should not take any risky decision that, if they are expecting some credit or any other thing. Please make sure that you should protect your business risk. जहां पर risk है वहीं पर business opportunity होगी. Now we need to change our focus and approach how we can mitigate it. क्योंकि अभी पूरी दुनिया में यही होगा. There is a Mira Infotech, is there an organization based in Mumbai? They are providing credit rating solution for a particular country. So you can definitely get some solution and brief information about whether the client is legitimate, financial practice is there, they are doing some following compliances or not. Do they have some technical or quality or any issues with respect in India? अगर उनके पास में ट्रेड में dispute है तो वो भी आपको पता चल जाएगा. अगर वो registered case किया हुआ है तो. But still, again, my request is prepare your contract drafting in a such a way, and that is the only thing which is in your control.
Well, thank you for this point, but my concern was a little different. You are assuming that we have a client. I'm talking about sometimes you need to make a physical visit to look at the project site and other things. So before you even get a client, if you have to pursue business opportunities in these 11 countries, my question is, which are some of these countries which are relatively better law and order than the rest? So I'm talking about pre getting a client, the visit to the country to see the situation and to meet prospective clients and so on. So which of these countries would rank better than others for travel to their country for business?
Whenever, again, it's not about the same answer. Whenever you are traveling to any part, even in fact, I'm traveling to Mumbai, I'm traveling to Delhi within India or outside India. There is no guarantee and surety about what is the law and order. It is there in the system. We have to make sure that we have to follow some of the basic policy and conditions. अभी आज आपको कोई काउंसलेट है, कोई एम्बेसी आपको ये लिख के नहीं दे पाएगा कि यहाँ पर लो ऑर्डर अच्छा है, यहाँ पर आप एक काम कर सकते हैं, ये बिजनेस में आप कर सकते हैं. दिस इज ऑल द डिसीजन वी हैव टू टेक फ्रॉम द गट एंड विद रिस्क एनालिसिस. Really sorry that मेरे पास में नहीं है. शायद मयंक जी आपको कुछ.
Yes, sir. Sir, I would like to intervene here, and I would like to add something as Arvinder sir has asked the query. So, sir, here I hope you would be receiving our circulars whereby we are taking few business bilateral meet delegations to the CIS regions. So we have done some kind of research here, and with the assistance and guidance of our Indian embassies present there, we have chosen the countries where you can have the good prospects with safety and all your concerns, whatever is there. And thereby, I would like to request you to kindly join this upcoming CIS BSM also, so that you can face to face also visualize and see that what are the best opportunities for you there. We are covering 3 countries this time. One is the Russia, covering Moscow and St. Petersburg. Another one is the Tajikistan, and the third one is Uzbekistan. So we are already aligned with all the Indian embassies and consulates present there. They are guiding us, and they have also shared few potential companies lists, which we have already shared with you. I hope you would have received it already. So I think we are doing this exercise based on your this concern, and I hope it will give you some good fruitful results in due course of time.
I don't remember the dates. Mayank, can you please, what are the dates?
Sir, it is scheduled from 10th of December till 21st of December. I will share the details once again with you right away, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Digamba ji, can you open mic of Mr. Harish Chopra ji? He's raising his hand. And then Mr. Sanjay Thomas, sir. And then I think Dimpy ma'am is there.
Mr. Sanjay, please. Hello?
Yes, हरीश जी का आपने ओपन किया है?
संजय जी को ओपन करा मैंने अभी.
Yes, Harish sir, are you there? Kindly please ask your query.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. My question, see, previously the lady, I think she was from ICICI Bank. She was talking about the process of receiving an outbound payment in general, and not perhaps specifically to Russia that we are talking about today. So my question is, the Vostro account is functional by now? I mean, Russia is making payment into for all the exports to them in services. They are paying in Vostro account or through Vostro accounts, and that is deemed to be a foreign exchange earning. Is that true?
Saranya ma'am, would you like to say something?
Yeah, sir. Good afternoon, Saranya here. So this Vostro account is not functional with ICICI as of now, but we are in the process.
Okay. So, but can you confirm that in general, this money received through Vostro account is
Mm.
considered to be a money received in foreign exchange?
True, sir, because money received through Vostro account also, we provide the FIRC and FIRS copies. So
Very good.
it's not an issue. Only thing is
So,
the corresponding bank, there we will have to have the Vostro account, which is in process.
yeah. And correspondingly, one can use that inward payment against foreign currency payments abroad for services rendered there.
That is the inward, if they are remitting from there, the inward can be received in INR provided the Vostro, that is the bank from where they are remitting, that bank and the bank which is receiving here in India, they should have this facility. That is the Vostro account facility. Then we can
No,
receive. Similarly, it can be sent.
sorry for interrupting and taking little extra time.
Yeah.
For example, I give you that if I have to provide some services to a Russian guest outside India, so will that money be usable for paying to my service provider in outside India?
Sir, this is only within Russia to India. So, if this, are you mentioning that is it that the service provider is in Russia, or is it he's also? Hmm,
Service seeker is in Russia
hmm,
and they pay me through
Vasco?
Vostro account,
Hmm.
but they are taking my services outside Russia and outside India.
So your
Am I clear?
payment will be no, sir. Actually, your payment will
See,
be
my
made. You will
service
receive.
to the Russian guest is outside India,
Okay.
and they are paying me in Vostro account. So for example, in UK, I have to provide service to the Russian guest. So will I be able to use the Vostro funds received by me to set off my UK service provider?
So the UK service provider, you will be making an outward payment to the service provider in UK. Correct, sir?
Correct. Out of the funds received in Vostro
So
through
now,
Vostro.
this from Russia. If you are receiving it in Moscow, payment
Yeah.
to UK, it will go in either euro or
Yes.
GBP only,
Or pound. Yeah.
pound only. You will not be able to make it in INR unless the bank in UK and the bank in India has the Vostro arrangement.
Oh. So that means we cannot undertake those activities
Yes,
as of now.
yes, sir.
But then that means it is not considered to be a foreign exchange received in real term, money received from Vostro.
No, it is like you park it in EFC and you will be making payment from EFC. Then the conversion is not happening.
Yeah. So
Similarly, here
therefore,
it is not like that.
my question was in the beginning, the Vostro remittances coming to India
Hmm.
are deemed to be foreign currency received, but in real term, if I receive the money from other countries in hard currency, I can use it anywhere I want.
No,
Whereas the
you can
Vostro,
use it, but this Vostro arrangement should be available between those banks.
so that possibility
Hmm.
perhaps does not exist in other countries. We'll have to check. Thank you.
We have to check, sir. Particularly with the banks, sir.
In UK.
UK.
Yeah. Thank you.
In a simplified manner, Harishji, India and UK, they don't have a rupee mechanism system.
Right.
So we cannot have it. Simple.
Correct. But
Right?
my question is, the Vostro remittances are not purely hard currency, considered as hard currency payments.
You can interpret it in that way. But yes, the only thin line is that whenever India is having a special Vostro rupee account, SVRA, then there you can have the trade in Indian currency, and that's it. So if you want to have a trade business with UK, and if UK is having a Indian rupee mechanism with India, then you can raise a different invoice or you can get money directly. If not, it will be considered as a very different.
Thank you.
Right?
Right, sir.
You know,